All right, guys, walking into the space over here. This is a brand new project we're going to be doing. Looks like the customer has already agreed to let's get going on install. So we're doing an install in here. We have I think this is 15 wide by 18 and a half deep. It's 9 foot up to this bump out. Same thing in the front. It is a vaulted ceiling with the beam. And this is going to be a new theater with projection system. So we're going to be getting to work on that very shortly. We already have our preferred installer over here cutting the holes so that we can run the wires. Looks like the previous customer, because this person just bought this house. Like literally he had the keys last week, but the previous customer had everything run through this kind of chase here. So we're going to be making the system more permanent for them and removing this, making this projection system 135-inch screen. Stewart screen with Firehawk because it does have a lot of light in here even when this is closed, and even this over here, customer ultimately plans to close this off. So I figured with all the ambient light in here, it's best just to go ahead and get them an ambient light rejecting screen. And then they're going with a Epson 12000 on a cathedral mount right back here so it can hang from the ceiling with no problems. And then we're doing a full-on SVS tower system in here. So we're doing the Ultra system. Right up front, these are getting relocated. These are actually just getting drywalled up. We're gonna be moving the surrounds roughly to right about here, and then ultimately, whenever the customer's ready, in phase 2, we'll do rear surrounds here. He'll close off this door and basically make a door right here, and then we'll have another rear surround there. Correction. In here, we'll have the rear surround, and here, we'll have the rear surround, and then over here, on this side, that's going to be getting walled off. So I think that would be the best course of action for right now. Again, this customer is doing a stages. Right now we're out here doing pre-wire, so I'm going to check back in, just a little more updates for you guys. All right, guys, walking back into the space today. Looks like we have this install. This is day number 2. The pre-wire is already done. The customer went ahead and after we did the pre-wire job, they went ahead and patched the drywall, had it painted. So everything looks really nice right now. So this is Sherwin-Williams paint, and this is the room that we're working in today. And it looks like they just moved in. So they bought this house. They already had this project in mind. So they just moved in. As you see, all the boxes and everything's getting settled in here. But as right now, they're using this entertainment stand. We already started unpacking some of the gear. So let me just run over some of the stuff that we're doing today. Obviously, we're using AudioQuest cables right down here. And excuse the mess. Obviously, this is an active construction area. We're using AudioQuest cables for HDMI and the subwoofers. We have Wattbox surge protection for anything that we use. I mean, you spend a lot of money on this gear, guys. We don't want you to waste any of it. So this is just a small peace of mind so that you know that your gear is going to be protected. We have the Cinema 50 right here. And as the source, since you guys know you're using a projector, no projector is a smart projector, that you have a 2-piece standard. So we have to have the Apple TV as your source. So he wanted a turntable integrated into it as well. Again, he's using this entertainment stand just for now. And then we're going to be using the SVS Ultra Center right there in just a minute. As you see over here, we have all of our terminations with tons of extra slack on them with pre-terminated for you for the pre-wire. SVS Ultra Tower for the front stage. We have the Epson LS 12000 right over here. Laser projector. This thing is killer. Probably #1 seller right now. We have the Ultra Center, like I was talking about before. Customer has another job that we're going to be doing next week, is his Ethernet. So again, he bought this house. The Wi-Fi is locked down with a previous router that's in another room. So we're going to be resetting that router for him, making sure this works, getting the control working in here with Control 4, and then also mounting another TV downstairs. So Cinema 50, already showed you guys that. Ultra Surrounds, that's going to round out to 5.1. So this was always designed as a 2-part job. So he wanted to do this in phases. So right now we're doing 5.1 phase. And then whenever we come back, probably around, I guess later on this year, maybe around the Super Bowl, we'll be doing the Atmos aspect of this. But we went ahead and pre-wired for all that today. Well, actually, last week. So we went ahead and planned ahead for that. So that is easy. If you guys can ever have that opportunity to pre-wire before, obviously the paint goes up, and we don't want to go in there and tear up your freshly painted room and stuff like that. So just keep that in consideration. So that's pretty much it for now. We have obviously a pitch ceiling, so we have to have a cathedral mount. And if you guys don't know what that is, this is it. So let me show you that. This is going to mount onto the ceilings. Typically what you do is you have a ceiling mount included with the Epson. So that'll work for a flat ceiling. If you have a pitch ceiling like this, you need a cathedral mount. Basically, you see that slot right here on the side? You can mount this on any angle, and then this part right here in the center that I'm looking at, that can actually move to accommodate the drop-down pole, which is right here. And then you basically just mount your projector like you normally would. So that's how you get away with doing something on a pitch ceiling like this. And these are really, really cool. I like those. That helps me out with a lot of these jobs. So I guess we're going to go ahead and get to work, and I will update you guys as the job unfolds. All right, guys, checking back in. Looks like the projector mount is already up there, and the cathedral mount is in place. And let's show you this down here. So we went ahead and put the on top of the actual mount that's included in the Epson itself. They actually include this, I guess, safety strap. So what we're going to do is we're going to wrap that around itself, and then that's going to be in place as well. A little bit of extra protection. This thing is a little bit high in the air. It's not necessary, but I mean, they include it in the box. So, you know, there's always those warnings on things. And so you might as well just include those with the system. Give that customer an actual peace of mind. So we're already doing the surrounds now. And then after this, we're going to go ahead and start doing the screen. But these are the SVS Ultra Surrounds. And then it's kind of like a sandwich clip here. And then we're going to put that right here over in this area. And then once we're done with that, we'll go on to the front. So we're rocking and rolling. We're getting some updates, and I'll check back in a little bit. All right, guys, just like I said, screen is going in next. We have the projector up there. I tilted it as I was putting it up there, so now we have to re-level it. But the pass-through plate is already through there. We're also wiring this thing for a cat cable, so we're doing a control system in here. The side surrounds are already up over here, and these are the Ultras. If you guys have never seen these things before, they're super cool. And I really like that these are the only speakers that come with their own mounting solution. Well, that's not true. The Prime Elevations also come with a mounting solution too. So if you guys need something to go on wall, this would do it. I wouldn't necessarily use these for fronts, but you guys have the ability in there as well. So really, really cool design. Really like the speaker. I actually had this set in my personal home several home theaters ago. So then we're going to be putting this up very shortly. This is the next thing on our plates. We're going to be doing the screen install, and that's why we're cleaning out the area right here so that we can put this thing down here and then get to work on it. And also included with Stuart is they actually have this cover on there. So even if you guys were to assemble this thing, you know, in a messy environment, it's really nice that they include that so that you're not messing up the screen. And then we'll get that thing installed very shortly. So we'll try back in here in a minute. All right, guys, so it's screen time. So if you guys haven't seen these Stuart screens before, I love these screens. It makes the job go so much easier when you guys buy a professional screen to get installed. Let me show you why. So this thing is engineered for speed and efficiency. Basically, all you have to do is set everything up 4 to 4, and then this already has a piece of metal protruding from it, and you basically just line it up here and you just cinch it down here. You can't mess this thing up. And then also right here, they also have these neodymium magnets, so that whenever you put these things on the wall, most people's walls, it's not 100% straight. So maybe sometimes like it'll just be a little bit wonky. So the reason why they include these things is so that whenever you have your screen, especially a large one, mounted to the wall, so that you don't get any keystone or anything like that. They also include the other half of this one that you can just drill directly into the wall. And then once you do that, it'll just cinch it right to the material. You don't have to worry about any wobbling or waving and stuff like that. And these are really strong magnets too, so you don't have to worry about hearing any noise of them flapping or anything like that. So we're using a button design here for the fasteners. We're using the Stuart Firehawk G5 material, so that's ambient light rejecting. The reason why that was chosen, obviously, if you guys see over here, this window is pretty large, and they don't have this room closed off just yet to the hallway, and also they have a decent amount of light in here. So to help combat that, what we did is we ordered the ambient light rejecting material so that we get the best of both worlds with projection system. Still makes it look like a TV whenever you guys have a little bit of light. And then let's see here, you have your guide bars here in the center, so you can reinforce your screen if it's larger. You guys have these things offset for you so that they're not in the center. If you guys had acoustically transparent material, it wouldn't block the center channel. And that's pretty much it. So we're gonna go ahead and get the material set on here. I'm gonna set up a time lapse. We'll chime back in here in a minute. All right, guys, walking back into this room, looks like it's all wrapped up. This is a really, really cool space. We've been working with this one. We've been designing it and executing it and planning it for a couple weeks now. Looks like everything is pretty much finished out in here for stage 1. And then after that, we're going to come in, we're going to do stage 2, which is going to be the Atmos. We're going to add that system in. The customer is going to put a door back here as well, like I was talking about. We're also going to do the rear surrounds back here as well. But this has everything all set up. I believe this was a 17 wide and 20. How deep was the room again? Yeah, I think it's like 19 deep. So this is a pretty cool space. It has pitch ceilings, which is kind of tough to make everything perfect, but the customer would express that he would like to have the ceilings painted, but I think that the way they turned out, it kind of matches the rest of the house because it's really contrasty. Still looks really good. So the reason for the season, we have a 135-inch screen right here. This is the Stewart Firehawk G5, non-acoustically transparent screen. And again, like we were talking about, we need firepower in this room. We have lots of light. We have lights overhead. We have that open in the back currently right now until he puts the door in. We have this right here. This is kind of a big deal. So we're going to be fitting him for some automatic shades coming up shortly. But if you bring these things down, it really helps out, cut out some of that light spill into the room. But let's show you this. So full 5.1 system that we're working with right now. This is SVS Ultra. We use SVS Ultra for the towers. Let's see if I can bump up the ISO. We have SVS Ultra for the towers. If you guys have ever seen these things before, these are powerhouses. They will rock the entire house. But we have those right up front. We also have the Marantz Cinema 50. That's the brains for the operation. We have an Apple TV 4K behind there as its source. We have Audio Quest down here is going to protect all of his equipment. And then we're going to be doing a salamander stand down the road. But this is currently what the customer had. So, you know, if you wanted to keep you wanted to use what he had to get started. We have an SVS Ultra center right there. And we have a customer supplied turntable. And then we have the cables down here. We're going to be hooking this up just shortly so that he can listen to his records. He just expressed that he has a big old box over here. Ooh, the cranberries. Nice. And then we have the SVS SB3000. Obviously, we like SVS subs over here. They have bulletproof warranties. You don't have to worry about them. These things go out in the field. We don't have to worry about, you know, any of these things coming back to us. Obviously, we're protecting everything with Wattbox surge protection. And I think I mentioned the Audio Quest power conditioner over here. Right there, brand new. This is the PowerQuest 303, brand new. Like they just started shipping those. And then we have the SVS Ultra surrounds right back here. If you guys have ever seen these things before, they're super cool. You can actually configure these things in a 7-channel system if you wanted to, if you just have space for 5 speakers. And this one will bounce off the back wall, or you can basically just wire them together and then you just hear one sound coming at you. And then LS 12,000 up top. Audio Quest HDMIs up there as well. And we also have a cathedral mount, as you guys will see, that we have that pitch ceiling. That's pretty much all we did in here for right now. Today, the project is we're going to be doing Control 4, the customer's network. If you guys saw this doodad over here on the floor, So we're doing his network. He just bought this house. The previous customer had the network controlled by him. He didn't necessarily share the password or anything like that. So we're here to reassign the network, make sure everything's working there, getting that thing up and running. We also did a TV install downstairs, and then we're going to be doing the Control4 system. But if you guys want any work like this done, make sure to reach out to gridhifi.com. You guys can also go to gridhometheater.com, see why we're a 5-star rated company. If you guys like this video, give us a big thumbs up. You guys can also like, share, and subscribe. Links down in the description. See you next time.